Hello viewers, welcome to my channel History Hub. Today we will know about the history of United States Part 3. The Mississippians were a broad and grove tribes. Their most important city of Cachukia, the near modern State Louis and Missouri at its peak in the 20th century, the city an estimated population of 20,000 larger than the population of London. At the time, the entire city was centered around the mount that stood 100 feet and 30 meters tall. Kuakia, like many other cities and villages of the times, and depended on hunting and foraging and trading and agriculture and developed a class system with the serfs and humans and sacrifice that was enforced by societies to the south like Mayans, in the southeast the Enzai and vegan constructing a stone and Pope and Powell's around 1900 BSC, and those apartments like and structures were often embedded into the cliff face as seen in the cliff and place at Mesa and Bears. Some grew to be the size of cities, with Follevo Puntinio along the Chaco River in Mexico once, and consisting of 800 rooms, and northwest and northeast. The indigenous and peoples of the Pacific Northwest and were likely the most affluent and Native Americans, and many distinct cultural and political nations and developed there, but they all shared and certain beliefs and tradition and practices such as the archery of Solomon as a resource and spiritual and symbols and pyramid village and begin to develop into the region as a early 1000s BSC. Those communities and celebrated by the gift and giving feasts of the flats. Those gatherings were unusually organized to commemorate and special events and such as the rising to the totem and fall for the celebration of a new chief. In present, the upstate New York, the Equus formed and confederacy, the tribal nation in the mid and 15th century, and consisting of the Oneida and Mohawk and Onondaga and Seoga and Sinosia. Their system of affiliations was a kind and federation and different from the strong and centralized and European and monarchist, and each tribe had and sits in group of 15 such as and shape. It has been suggested that their culture and contributed the political thinking during the development of the United States of government. The Eucrasias were powerful wagings war with many neighboring tribes and later European as their territory expanded. Small tribes were forced and forced including the Wasatch and Cow and Fonso, Omaha and Tables, native and humanists, and Polynesians wagon to settled in the Hawaiian Islands and between the first and 10th centuries around and to 1200 CE, and Tahitian and explorers and found and wagon and settlings in this area as the wild and in this market. The rise of Hawaiian and civilization which would be largely separated from the rest and of the world until the arrival of British 600 years later. Europeans under the British explorer James Cook arrived in the Hawaiian island in the 1778, and within 5 years of contact, European and military and technology would help and Kamehameha I conquer and most of the people and eventually unify the island for the first time and establishing the Hawaiian kingdom. Norse explorations, the earliest list and record European mention of the Americans and historical treatises by the Middle and Jordan's Adams of Birman Kirika and 1075, where it was referred to as Vinland. It is also extensively referred to in the 13th century Norse and Vinland sagas, which related to events which occurred around the 1000, whilst, whilst the strongest and archaeological evidence of the extent of Norse and settlements in America is located in Canada. Most notable at Lanes, Exos and Meadows, and date to Syria 1000. There is significant and scholarly debate as to the where and Norse explorer also made and land travel in New England and other coast and coast areas. In 1925, President and Clavin and colleagues and declared that a Norse and explorer called by Leif and Eckerson in 1970 c 1020 was the first European to discover America. After the period and of exploration expounded by major European nations, the first successful English and settlement was established in 1607. Europeans and brought horses and cattle and the hogs to the Americans in turn, and to tobacco and maize and turkeys and tomatoes and potatoes and tobacco and beans and sucres Europe, and many explorers and early settlers and died after the being exposed to new diseases in the Americas. However, the effects of new Europeans and disease are carried by the colonies, and specifically smallpox and measles were much worse for the Native Americans, as the and no immunity to them satisfy suffered and epidemics and dead in very large numbers, usually before the large scale European settlement and began. Their societies were disputed and hollowed, but by the scale of theirs. Thank you for watching my videos. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for upcoming videos. Goodbye.